Hi everybody, it's Friday again, and welcome into another Magic Flight 420 SESH. I am Hobbit.
And I'm JMC. We're here to get launched and share a moment with you and tell some stories. We invite you to grab your launch box.
Or MD box.
And join us.
That's right. Starting off with some cannabis news. According to data published in the Journal of Cannabis Research, current users of cannabis were associated with decreased disease severity in patients hospitalized with COVID-19.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it showed that active cannabis users actually had a decreased need for ICU admission or mechanical ventilation. So how amazing is that? I remember when the early days of the pandemic, when everyone was freaking out, I was thinking like, man, I want my lungs to be as strong as possible. And I even thought about quitting weed. Thought about it. is the operative phrase there. Instead, I decided to go with exercise to keep the lungs strong, and that seemed to do the trick. But now we're learning that there's actually an association between active cannabis use and decreased symptom severity. So, I mean, that's amazing.
That's fantastic. It's truly therapeutic.
And in the state of Texas, 5 cities will be deciding this November on a ballot initiative to end low-level marijuana possession arrests.
Fantastic. Go Texas!
Yeah, interestingly, Texas law doesn't allow for statewide citizen initiatives, but by the cities they can do it. And so another poll came out showing that 67% of Texans, includes majorities of Democrats, Independents, and Republicans, support legalizing cannabis. 67%. Isn't that amazing? So hopefully Texas will be
joining us.
Yeah, joining us. I know Texas and California don't like to do things the same ways, but in some areas, there's some room for that. So good luck to those 5 cities.
Yeah.
In Canada, last winter they had what was known as Croptober, where they ended up with the largest surplus of legal cannabis ever in the country, including up to 1.26 billion with a B grams of unpackaged flower. That's a lot of weed.
That's a whole lot.
So, Canada, if you can't find anything to do with your herb, you want to send it down to us here at Magic Flight. We'll be happy to distribute it.
We'll give you our address.
We'll let you know, okay. I love it, yeah. And so cannabis news a little bit closer to home. This week, we are featuring our Power Up 3.0. So the Power Up 3.0 plugs into the wall, so you don't have to mess around with batteries at all. It also comes with a car adapter, so you can use it in your car, not while driving.
Bad idea.
Exactly. Another cool thing about the car adapter is it plugs into the barrel port of our black battery charger, so you can actually charge your batteries from your car and be ready to take your launch box, out if you're, say, camping or about to go on a hike or something. It's nice to have those batteries charged up and ready to go. And this weekend only, if you order a Power Up 3.0 and you leave us a note in the comments about something that makes you happy, something that's magical in your life, something that's inspirational, we will throw in a free wooden stem.
Yes!
So. And each Friday, we'd like to take a minute and share some of the love letters that we get each week. This one comes from a faraway land.
This comes from Adam in Poland. He says, I could not be more pleased with the efficiency and taste. He's talking about the launch box, by the way.
Oh, of course.
Pure awesomeness that other vaporizer users can only dream of. Thank you, Adam.
Well said, Adam. And we couldn't agree more. Also, Adam sent us in this awesome picture of his kitty cat. How freaking adorable is that? Oh my goodness. And speaking of cool pictures, also check this out. A customer sent in this awesome picture of their launch box on Easter Island. How dope is that,
Super
right?
awesome.
So
Yeah.
cool. Okay, now we're ready for other news. In San Luis Obispo, the sheriff's office got a 911 call from the local zoo. They ran out to try and investigate, but nobody's around. They couldn't locate the source of the call. And the best that they could figure was that one of the monkeys at the zoo made the 911 call. There's a little like golf cart that they use to move supplies around, and it has a phone on the golf cart. And since monkeys are
Mind
inquisitive,
blown.
yeah, they like to press buttons and stuff. So apparently somehow this monkey had called 911 in San Luis Obispo. Pretty wild, right? I thought that was really
Well,
cool.
now I need to call 911 because that story stole my heart.
Nice. And sticking with the zoo theme here, across the other side of the planet in the Adelaide, Australia, the Adelaide Zoo had brought in a red panda to try to mate up with a female red panda named Mishri. The panda that they brought in was named Ravi.
So they had a hot date.
Well, that was the plan. That was the plan. But it turned out Ravi didn't want to get down with Mishri, and took off, escaped from the zoo.
Oh my goodness.
So
on the loose.
They had a red panda on the loose in Adelaide, and it turned out that he was the panda was found in a local park hanging out in a fig tree, just obviously macking figs. And they tried to lure it down, it wouldn't come down. They actually had to do the old tranquilizer dart into the soft canopy, so it was unhurt and everything. But no word on whether it actually, fulfilled the hot date aspect that they had, or not. But it's just there's easier ways to get out of a date, right?
Some things in life you just can't predict.
Yeah, well, it's arranged marriages, basically,
Yeah,
when
essentially.
Animals don't really get the right to choose their
Yeah.
partner, I guess, sometimes.
Yeah.
But you got to make more pandas, the world needs more pandas.
True.
That's one thing we can all
It does,
agree on.
especially red pandas. They're adorable.
Indeed.
And they're not even pandas either. But, that's the story for another
Wait, red pandas aren't pandas?
Yeah. They're not.
They're just bears, I imagine?
They look kind of more like, they have the real long tail, almost more like a raccoon, but also not. Also not a raccoon.
Almost sounds like a monkey looking thing,
Yeah.
a monkey bear thing.
Like a little bear with a very long tail. They're
I'm sure-
adorable.
I'm sure the picture I have in my mind right now of the red panda looks nothing like an actual red panda.
It's only the striped tail. The striped tail. Wait, no, pandas don't even have striped tails. So, I don't know.
No. Well, I'd like to say I learned something here, but I'm not so sure that I am. In Maine, the great state of Maine, in the cold white north, a metal object fell from a transatlantic jet and landed with a loud bang just feet away from a Capitol Police worker. Missed him by just a couple of feet. Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy. I'm glad he's okay.
So I guess, you hear planes going by, take a look up and make sure nothing's coming down. I mean, that's wild, Whew. And a really cool story out of Missouri, a family dog that was missing for 2 months was happily reunited with the owners. These two dogs named Abby and Summer used to like to get into trouble at night and go out and explore. But one of them didn't come back the next day, and the family thought Abby had been lost. Long story short, a nearby cave was being explored, and they found Abby deep within the cave.
Yes.
She had lost a ton of weight and had been trying to escape for 2 months. But they were able to get her out, get her back home. Now she's gaining weight again, able to bark and run around again. And my God, that family must have been so delighted to have their pet back. So every week here at Magic Flight, we will bring you happy endings.
We will.
It's a sure thing. Well, that's all we have for today. Thanks for joining us. We really appreciate you being here. We hope you had as much fun as we did.
Choose love and enjoy your flight, and see you next week.
That's right.